Hey guys, let's take a tour of our IDE. Now, yours might look a little bit different. Just make sure that you're in the correct version that we have here, 2021.1.2. In the middle here, it might be completely different because here's my past projects that I've opened. So you notice sometimes it's first class. These are the names of the projects. Sometimes the assignments from one of my students or something similar, could be exams, etc. So these are all the past ones, and I think it's ordered by last accessed. We could search our projects that's currently been opened once, or we could create a new project. We'll get into that in a second. We could open a project. So let's say if I send you in a project, you will go ahead and open it, and you'll click on this. We'll go through that as well when we get there. And lastly, you could get from VCS. This is if you have a sort of repository, let's say like GitHub or something this similar. You could be from Tortoise, a Get type of repository, anything there. We'll get there again a bit later. So let's get started. So new project. I'm going to create a new project. Now, when you create a new project, you'll notice at the top, this is the first important part, it says Project SDK. And you could see here some of mine are red. Basically, I must have moved them or deleted them so that you could see that they're not working anymore. And I have this one, which is a 15 version, that's working. So what you need to do is either you could download a JDK directly. That's interesting. That's a new thing. So you could see here, I could select the version, and this will make your life easier if you don't have any already. You could also pinpoint where they are. So I could do an add JDK and go find that folder, which I said C program files. So if you installed it somewhere else, you just go directly to there. Java, and we have our JDK 16.01. Select the folder, press OK, and if you did it correctly, you'll get this white highlight of the version of the JDK we have. I wonder if I could remove these ones that are there. I guess not, I can't right click anyway. So what we want to do first is select our JDK 16, and you'll notice around on the left, we have a menu to different types of projects we could create. And to be honest, you could have multiple times where your projects are inside each other. But for now, we're just going to focus on Java as we see here. Some other stuff that's interesting to note, and we'll probably get to maybe at the end, is Java is being built in a regular manner, but there are some tools that allow you to build your Java project in a more interesting manner. I don't want to get into it right now, but we'll come back to this much later. Okay, so for now, select Java. Make sure your JDK is at mine. I have to put it back. Your JDK is back at 16.01. Select the folder, press OK. And none of these selected, none of these libraries selected, we're going to press Next. We're going to not create a project from template. We're just going to press Next. And we're going to say our course. So in this case, we're going to call this OP course. So just the project name OP. Notice where the location of the project is. This is important. You could see here it's in a weird folder because that was the last location I opened a project, and I don't really want it to be there. So here we're going to just remove that. We're going to click on the three dots. I'm going to go into my documents, and I have a folder called projects. Where is projects? And I'm going to press OK. Now, when it's creating that project folder, I want to just make sure that it's also going to create it in a new folder. So I'm going to do a /OOP. So by doing this, this new project is going to be in a separate folder called OOP inside this location. So if I ever have to send this to my teacher, I will come in, compress this folder, and send it to my teacher. Let's press next. Let's press finish. The rest we could leave it the same way. Press finished. It's saying, hey, this doesn't exist. Do you want to create it? Of course, I want to create this directory. And we just wait a few seconds, and you'll notice that it's going to load things for you. It takes a few seconds, especially if it's your first time. If it's your first time opening this IDE, it will start indexing your JDK and probably tell you a few things. Read them and make your best judgment. The part about indexing is just to make the IDE much faster by making the JDK more accessible, let's say. Okay? When you get it something like this, in the next videos we'll talk more about how to get started. But for now, I just want to show you one thing. Is inside the help, if you go into what's new in IntelliJ IDEA, you could kind of see a little bit of all the features that IntelliJ or this IDE is going to bring to you. And this is really important. Some of them you're going to be like, well, I don't know what this is, so it doesn't really matter. But like, let's say this one is a really interesting one. When you get trouble with your code, you could press the code with me, which is this thing at the top here. I haven't used it yet. You guys are going to be my first class with this thing. And it will allow me and you to get a video chat going while I help you directly with your code. So you could see where my mouse is. I could talk to you about it. And we could fix your problems so that you could understand what's going on. Okay, and this is gonna be important for you. Some other stuff, you'll notice that a lot of it, you have these Giphies, and these Giphies kind of show you a little small video about that topic. So it's a good thing to just go through this if you have some experience. If not, you could come back to here a bit later. One last thing to note is these things where it says Ultimate beside it. So if you went with the free version, you won't have access to these Ultimate stuff. But again, for where our course is and for our level, it does not matter. Let's see if there's anything really important. Inside Java, support for Java 16, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, the rest is not so interesting at this level, but we'll come back to this a bit later. See you guys in the next video.